It's time for the X and Y Show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
Greetings, and greetings. Welcome to the first episode of the X and Y Show on the Spreaker Network, that is. Used to broadcast off of another network, but, you have to sometimes move on, and sometimes things are not right. So now I'm here at Spreaker. I'm with a new family. I'm glad to be here. And for those of you who follow me from the other network, I'm not going to give them any free blast. I appreciate you following me. And it's been a long time. It's been about 2 years or more, like 2.5 years. But a lot has happened, in my personal life, from then and now. I mean, I've been moving back and forth between two cities, and it's just been hectic. But now everything, the sea has calmed, and, I'm back. I'm glad to be back. I feel like I've seen you Hall. If you remember the last show he did, he said, I won't see you in 23 hours, but I will see you again. And it took a long time, but you did see him again. So I kind of feel that way. But anyway, I am back. My name is Roosevelt. I'm your host of the XY Show. Just to give you a little introduction of myself, for those of you who don't know me, this will be the first and the last time I do this. But I just want to give you a little of my background and, just try to, let you know me a little bit and where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to perpetrate or anything. I just want you to know the real me. And I'm always trying to stay real. That's what the X and Y Show is about. Staying real. So with that, my name is Roosevelt. My background, well, I'm born and raised in Miami, Florida. My background, well, let's start back. After high school, I went in the military. I went in the United States Navy for a couple of years, active duty. After that, I did 6 years reserve. And after the Navy, I went to college. I majored in, double majored in business and accounting. And I know some of you saying business and accounting. I thought you talking about love and relationships. I thought you were some kind of a doctor in love and relationships. Well, I am a doctor, but not a official PhD. But my background is I have a bachelor's degree in business, and I have a bachelor's degree in accounting, and I have an MBA in management, and been all over the place. I lived in a lot of cities. I'm from Miami, as you know. I lived in Atlanta. I lived in Delaware. I lived in Pennsylvania. I lived in South Carolina. I lived in Alabama. I lived in even Alaska. So I kind of been all over the place, for my work and so forth, being an accountant. And, I love accounting, but, I always wanted to dibble dabble. I always dreamed about being a gynecologist as well. And the reason why I dreamed about being a gynecologist is because I am a pervert. I love pussy and everything about it. Love looking at it, love smelling it and everything. But, unfortunately, I didn't get to be a gynecologist, which is probably a good thing because I'd have probably been brought up on some charges by now or something. But, so I'm not your typical Dr. Drew or Dr. Phil. My background is not that. I just told you my background is primarily business and accounting, management, the kind of corporate background. But the thing, you're always told to do something that you enjoy doing. And I enjoy talking about relationships and marriages and different types of things that affect relationships and marriages. I love talking about men, women, all aspects of sex, pussy, and all of that kind of thing. I like that. And so I enjoy doing it. So, I figure, I'll talk about it, a little bit from a real perspective, like a street perspective. I'm not an official perspective like Dr. Drew or Dr. Phil or anything, but, my dick bigger than both of them, so that gives me the right. No, I'm just kidding. My dick is bigger than both of them, but I'm not. Let me stop. Actually, Dr. Drew is one of my idols. I look up to him. I enjoy him. I followed all his shows and so forth. Dr. Drew, Dr. Phil is one of my idols. Michael Baisden is one of my idols as well. Steve Harvey, I'm sure a lot of you heard of him. Frank Ski, DJ in Atlanta, very successful. He's one of my idols as well. Tom Joyner is also one of my idols. And also, of course, Howard Stern. So, I all of those are my idols. I kind of looked at all of them and took a little bit from all of them as well. They're all different. None of them are similar in any kind of way, but they all have their good aspects about them, and I really like what they offer. Very successful men, and I think, I strive to be, if I can be a percentage of what those guys are, and, I've done something. So, hands up to those men. But I guess that's it. I'm a Scorpio. So I love pussy. And then, I don't want you to think that this is a thing where he's going to be talking about pussy and all that, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not that kind of show. Don't get me wrong. I do talk about certain things of an adult nature, but it's not a show dwelling on, pussy and all that kind of stuff. No, it's not that kind of shit. We're talking about real subjects, real subject matters that affect real people in relationships and marriages. And it's just, in a way, yeah, it is my opinion somewhat, but it's also my outtake on what I've experienced over life. From living in all the places that I've been, and been, dealing with all the people that I've dealt with. All the people that I know who's married or in relationships, all the relationships that I've been in and dealt with different type of women, just different perspectives. Just want to talk about certain stuff, So I hope you enjoy it. This is the first episode. I guess you can call it the pilot episode of the X and Y show. And for those of you who don't know, the X and Y is X, for the X chromosome, Y chromosome, that takes to make a girl and a boy. So I thought that was kind of groovy. And so I that's why I chose to make that, the X and Y show. So, but that's me in a nutshell. And I guess that's it. So like I said, we'll be talking about different types of subject matters and so forth from the X and Y show. Everything that ranges from infidelities, sex problems, any kind of scenarios that people go through within a relationship or marriage. We're going to touch on it on the X and Y show. I think that, and hopefully, it's going to be unbiased. I am a man, but it's going to be an unbiased, I'm going to probably, take a neutral approach most of the time. Sometimes I give my personal man approach, but, I'm going to take a neutral approach and, you take from it what you receive from it and go from there. So, with that being said, I'm glad to meet you. And I guess we'll go on to our first subject matter of the X and Y show and X and Y thing. The first subject is the real reasons why some men avoid women with kids. And let me repeat that. The real reasons why some men, and I say some men, not all men, there's always some exceptions, avoid women with kids. Now, before I receive a lot of hateful emails and that kind of thing and so forth, let me just explain to you that I believe that just because you're a woman and you have kids and you're a single mother, I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I'm not saying that you are a bad woman. That's not what I'm saying at all. Actually, to be quite honest with you, my sister is a single mother. She was a single mother at first, and she got married twice and so forth. So, but she was in that boat as well as being. So I'm not saying that just because you're a single mother, you're a bad person and you're terrible and just shoot yourself. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm giving you the reasons why some men avoid women with kids. Now, I know some of you women out there are saying, well, I don't have this problem. I don't have this problem because, men are always asking me out and I go on like 3 dates a week and, I never have a problem with getting a man. Well, to be quite honest with you, you probably don't have a problem with that because, for example, me, when I was a lot younger, I actually thrived. I actually looked for women with 4, 5, 6 kids. I know some of you saying, well, what the hell you want? Why would you want somebody with that many kids? What are you going to do? Well, I just wanted the pussy. And that's all I cared about was the pussy. That's all I wanted. Actually, when I talked to a woman with kids, sometimes it would trip them out. That they would be like, you don't care about my kids? Oh, no, I love kids. No, I think they're beautiful. Oh, yeah, I love kids, blah, blah, blah. And, and a lot of things entail with that. If they had 4, 5, 6 kids, that means 9 times out of 10, their twos are tied because they weren't having no more kids. So so you can just pretty much, wear that ass out. So I really enjoy. Now I'm talking about when I was younger. Now, not now. I'm talking about when I was younger. I really loved when I found women with 4, 5, 6 kids. Well, 3 will do, even 2. But because all I wanted was the pussy. That's all I wanted. So for those you women who are saying, I don't have a trouble finding dates. I get dates. Guys are always throwing themselves at me, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, because all he wants is the pussy. That's all he wants. So he don't care about the reason why you have kids. He asks you, your tubes are tied. Oh, yeah, I can wear this ass out. Wait till I get her. And I know some of you guys, and I'm going to probably, telling this, I'm going to probably be some of you guys when we want to put me on trial. But I have to tell it. I have to tell the truth. Because some of you women are just damn silly. And you don't want to listen to nobody. And I'm trying to help you. I really am. But that's why, for those of you who out there saying I don't have a problem with women about with getting dates and so forth. And it's because, the men have, the sexual needs they want to meet. They don't give a damn about nothing else. Most men. There's always exceptions. Now, I think there are 3 main reasons why men stay away from women with kids. 3 main reasons. 1, the kids. Me, for myself, example, I'm using myself as an example. And most men, I'm still single. I don't have any kids. So it's a lot to ask from a guy who is in my type of, certain scenario or situation, who has no kids, never had kids. I want kids. I do. I do want kids. I love kids. But right now I don't have any kids. So it's a lot to ask for someone like me to actually get with a woman with 2 or 3 kids. Bam! I'm a father, and got a instant family. That's a lot. That's a lot, ladies. I mean, you got to look at it from the man's perspective. And me personally, I want a woman with no kids because I want to experience that shit together. When I get her pregnant and we go through all of the going to the doctor and for the prenatal care and blah, 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 I want to go through that shit together. Both of us being blind, none of us going through that before. I want to do that together for the first time. I don't want to, I'm the only ignorant bastard. And she said, oh, no, you ain't got to worry about that. Yeah, I got this, Yeah, you ain't got to worry about that, It's my 4th one. You ain't even got to be there. I don't want that. I don't want that. So, and I know some of you saying, well, that's kind of selfish. I don't give a damn. I have that right to be selfish. I'm being honest. That's what I want. And it's my right to want that. And I'm speaking as myself, but I'm speaking from a man's or men's perspective. This is how a lot of men out there are thinking. Why in the hell would we get with a woman and have an instant family when, we can start off from scratch? So I just, that's all I'm saying. It's a lot to ask, ladies. When you ask for a guy to just, one minute he's a single man, bam, father of 3, that's a lot of shit. And dealing, like I said, there are 3 main reasons. The kids, that's the first reason. I I'm going to elaborate on all of these reasons. And there are other reasons, depending on the family, depending on the people involved, and so forth. There's always different reasons. People are different. But I think that the three reasons what I'm going to elaborate on tonight are three reasons that affect most people or most men when it comes to why they avoid women with kids. Now, the first reason is kids. The second reason is the wife or the girlfriend or the woman, And I'm gonna elaborate on all these points. But the first reason is kids. The second reason is the wife, the female, the woman of the relationship. And the third reason is external factors. When I say external factors, I'm talking about the ex. The ex, the real father of the children. And if you think that you're going to get with a woman with kids, and you think that the father, whether it be negative or positive, if you think that they're not going to have any influence on you guys' relationship or marriage, if it goes that far, then you crazy as hell. That is inevitable. It's almost like you, in all realness, it's almost like you marrying two people. You marrying that woman. I mean, if it goes that far, even if you're in a relationship, it's almost like you going with two people. You going with the woman and his ass, the ex, because he's always going to be there, even though he don't want her anymore. He don't love the woman anymore, or he might love her. He might still want her. Who knows? Who knows what happened before you got in the picture? But the bottom line is he's going to cause chaos in your house or in your relationship just to do it. Or, a lot of men won't, but a lot of men do. And a lot of men could, and they just do it just to do it. So those are the three main reasons I think that most men stay away from women with kids. It's because, one, the kids. Two, the woman, the girlfriend, or wife, if it goes that far. Three, external factors. And when I say external factors, I'm talking about the ex, the actual real father of the children. Now, okay, I'm going to start on the first one. The first one is kids. Now, and I want you guys to know, it's not that, I know some of you out there are saying like, wow, he really hate women with kids. I hope you're not saying that, because I really don't. Like I told you earlier, my sister was a single mother, and then she got remarried. So I don't hate women with kids. And it's not absolutely impossible that I wouldn't get with a woman with kids. It's not. However, it's very unlikely. I'm not going to pursue a woman with kids. Now, if the cards fall that way and I end up in that situation, then it is what it is. But am I going to go out looking for a woman with kids? Hell no. No. And like I said, a lot of you saying, man, he sounds very selfish. Well, shit, maybe it is. Maybe it is selfish. But that's my right to be that way. And I'm speaking from a man's perspective, and a little personal perspective as well. It's my right to be selfish. Like I told you before, I want to go through that with someone for the first time just like me. I don't want to go through with no veteran. I want somebody to be a rookie like me. I don't want a veteran. So, now, like I said, I'm going to start on the first one, the kids aspect. Now, if I did get with a woman with kids, and that's like snowing in Miami, but the younger the better. The younger the better. And what I mean by that, if she has a kid or kids and they're like, one is a toddler, one is a newborn, they're very young, I would be more apt to go in a situation like that instead of if she had two teenagers. Hell no. That's crazy. But I'm saying the younger, the better. As far as me, as far as I go, some guys would be, no matter if they were just born yesterday, they wouldn't go for it. But, some guys are different, different strokes, different folks. But I'm speaking in general. I think the younger the kids, the better, especially when it comes to boys, because boys are more difficult than girls. I don't care what nobody say. Now, girls are no angels; they got their shit too, but I think boys are really, you got to really watch boys. You got to watch girls too, but I think you could potentially have more problems from boys, in my opinion. There's a lot of things going on in the world today that, boys can get away from you. Girls too, but, I guess, it depends on the kid. But for me, personally, boys, you really catch them early. That's the better. But girls too, the younger, the better. Now, a lot of times, when you go into a relationship with a woman with kids, and especially if they're older kids, a lot of times they don't like you. And I'm not saying all kids are the same. I know some of you saying, "Oh, that's not true. When Billy came home, my kids loved him. They were all over him. They loved him." Well, that's you. There's always exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, when a woman brings another man, another rooster, in the chicken coop, those little kids, they're not, a lot of times they don't like that man. It's not because he's a bad guy per se. They don't even know him. But it's a lot of resentment because he's there and their real father, real daddy, not there. So they kind of taking it out on his ass because, maybe if he wasn't here, daddy could come back home. So we're going to give him hell. We gonna mess with him. So a lot of guys just don't want to deal with that. They just don't want to deal with it. And you know what? They don't have to deal with it. They don't have to. And it's just not, it's really not fair, really, because, for a guy to go into a situation where, there's kids, whether they're teenagers or pre-teenagers, and go into the situation where they just absolutely hate him just because they're not their father. That's, the chances of that happening are great. I'm sure some of you that listen to me might be those kids where your mother and father got divorced and they brought home a potential mate to the house, and you guys fuck with him. I mean, I know you remember that. I know you do. I'm gonna be honest with you. If my mom and dad had got divorced and my mom had brought another man to the house, I would have fucked with him. Because he wasn't my daddy. So, I get it from the kid's perspective, but I'm saying from a man's perspective, they just don't want to deal with that. A lot of times, there's just a chance where the kids just potentially don't respect you. You know, when you go into the situation of, you know, pre-teenagers or teenagers or even younger kids sometimes. I mean, these days, it's some badass kids. You know, they just don't respect you. I mean, if you are in a relationship with that woman, or if you guys even get married, they just don't respect you. They don't even, a lot of times, they don't even look at you as an authority figure. When there's a decision to make, can I go, Dad, Mom, or can I go to the mall, or, you know, can they do something, or borrow money, whatever it is, you're not even a factor, because they just don't respect you. And I think that it's kind of hard for a guy to demand respect from kids that are not his. And I know some of you saying, what? Well, it is. It's kind of hard. I mean, I know respect is earned, but a lot of times it takes two for the kid to come around. Like, the mother of the kids has to say, look, if I'm not here, then you go to Billy and ask him. Don't wait till I get home. He's an adult. He's your stepfather. You respect him. You go to him. You ask him. So I think it takes two to be able to be in a situation like that where it works. You know, if not, then you're setting yourself up for disaster from the beginning. And I'm going to elaborate on that as well. You know, that's part two, the wife. But I'm still on number one. You know, a lot of things, also, a lot of stepkids, you know, when a guy comes, and me personally, I don't like when I see kids call their stepfathers and stuff by their first name. I don't like that shit. I'm sorry, it just don't resonate with me. Now, I'm not saying that they had to say daddy. You know, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they had to call him daddy or father, pop, or nothing like that. But how about sir? You know, that's the problem with today's society. You know, we don't require respect from the kids. Me personally, I know some of you saying, well, I don't care. He's not my son. You know, I'm not his father, so he can call me Billy. Well, that's bullshit, Billy. He should call you sir. You know? Or at the very least, Mr. Billy. You know, not no Billy. What the hell is that? So I don't like that. I just, you know, I don't know. That's that respect thing again. That's that respect. It goes far. Another thing, the potential of, you know, all families get in arguments. And you know that, you know, sometimes kids can be mean as hell. They can say shit that they can say some crazy shit sometimes. So could you imagine you being in a relationship with a woman, or just imagine a guy being in a relationship with a woman, or even married to a woman, and the kid gets in with it with your husband, their stepfather, and it comes out where he says, or she says, "You're not my father. You don't tell me what to do." And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a tough guy, you know what I'm saying? But if some little bastard was to say that to me, that would hurt. That would hurt, man. That would hurt. I just don't want to. I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry. I just don't want to hear that shit. I'm sorry. A lot of men don't want to hear that, so they just avoid it. You remember, for those of you who watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, there was one episode where Will, his father, that kind of abandoned him and his mother when Will was living in the hood in Philly. And for those of you who watch the show, he moved to California to live with his Uncle Phil and Uncle Vivian, who were very affluent and successful. So Uncle Phil had been taking care of Will for a number of years, and then his father just popped up out of nowhere. And his Uncle Phil was trying to tell him that, look, your father is just here for himself. He's not here for you. He was trying to protect Will from being hurt. And I don't know if you guys remember that episode. Will told Uncle Phil, "You're not my father." And I'll tell you something, I almost cried when I seen that episode. I mean, I felt the pain of Uncle Phil's face. How he looked. I done took care of this bastard for a number of years, and he can tell me some shit like that? That hurts. And I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to be taking care of a kid, and all of a sudden, he says something like that to me. Now, don't get me wrong, he come back or she come back later and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I forgive him. But I can't forget it. Most guys can't forget it. It's just shit that you don't want to go through when you don't have to. That is the first reason that guys or men avoid women with kids. It's the kids. There's too many damn problems to deal with. Too many different scenarios, too many different situations, too many different other things to deal with in regards to those kids. Too many problems. Problems that can be avoided. Anyway, I'm going to take a first break. About 4 minutes and a half, something like that. I don't know what it is. I'm going to wet my whistle a little bit. And when I come back, I am going to go to reason number 2. The wife. The woman of the relationship. Or the marriage if it goes that far. You're listening to the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. And I shall return in about 4.5 minutes.
Welcome back to the X and Y Show. Hope you're enjoying tonight's episode. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google, Instagram, and Tumblr. Well, alright. Back to our real cute teddy bear of a host, Roosevelt.
And hello. Thank you, baby. I wish y'all can really see her. She kind of cute. And not shy. Anyway, this is the X and Y Show, and we're talking about the real reasons why some men avoid women with kids. Now, the first segment of the show, I elaborated on my first reason, which was the kids aspect. A lot of times men just don't want to deal with the kids because there's problem with the kids having attitudes because you're not their father. So they resent you and just fuck with you because they can. You know, they figure if you wasn't there, then they daddy could be there. You know, or there's a chance that daddy and mama can get back together if your ass wasn't there. So they gonna fuck with you. So it's just the kids. That was the number one reason in the first segment. Now the second reason was the woman in the relationship, your girlfriend or wife, if it gets that far. Now I had alluded earlier that it takes two. The woman has to say, "Look, Johnny, Billy is your stepfather. Respect him. Don't come to me for everything. If I'm not here, ask him. He's an adult. You respect him, you know. Go to him with, you know, if he can make the decision just like I can. He's your stepfather. You know, respect him." It takes two. If you have a woman that says, you know, no, you know, Johnny, you come to me, or tell, you know, her boyfriend or husband, you know, don't worry about Johnny, I got him. I make all the decisions on him. You know, don't worry about. Then you're setting up your relationship or marriage is a Titanic. It's gonna sink. It's gonna sink. It's gonna sink because of the woman, because of the girlfriend. The relationship will sink. The marriage will sink because of her. You know, I remember one time I was in Atlanta at the time, and I was with this woman. She was a nurse, actually. Very attractive woman. And I probably would have married her. I could have married her. And I was a lot younger at the time. I was probably I had probably just turned 30. You know, so I was very young, you know, at that time. But I could have married her. She was very successful. You know, she was a hard worker. She was a nurse, very smart, articulate, very well spoken. You know, clean. You know, and nice body as well. I mean, she had everything. But she had a son, and I won't mention his name because she might be listening. but you know, that boy, I guess he probably about 16 or 17 now. But anyway, at the time that I was seeing her, he was a baby. He wasn't a baby. He was like a toddler. He's probably about two or three, if that's a toddler. I guess that's a toddler. I don't know. You know, I told you I don't know. I'm ignorant when it comes to that stuff, and I want a woman who's ignorant when it comes. I don't want no veteran. I want another rookie. But I remember when we were dating one time, she had to bring him because she couldn't find a babysitter or whatever. So we were in a restaurant, and he was just, you know, just acting crazy. I mean, it's like a baby would. And I never forget this. I never forget this. People in the restaurant was looking at me like, damn, Daddy, what the hell you doing? You let that little youngin' sit there and act like that? I felt it. I'm telling you, the way the looks that were coming at me, I felt that. They were saying like, damn, what Daddy just sitting his ass there for, that little youngin' acting all crazy? And let me tell you something. I was very embarrassed. And I said something to her. I didn't say something to her. I tried to say something to that little bastard. Well, I shouldn't call him a bastard. I tried to say something to her son. And, she told me? she said, no, I got this. You don't have to say anything. I say, what the When she said that, she lost me. That was it. That was the end of our relationship, and there was some good pussy too, but it wasn't that good. That was the end of that relationship, because I figured, we're in a relationship. What is she gonna be saying in a marriage if we get married? And their little bastard. Shouldn't call him a bastard. Her little son wants to go somewhere that I think that he shouldn't go, and I say, no, I don't think you should go. I can see her coming behind me. She said, no, it's okay, you can go. Or whatever the case might be. Can I have a snake? Hell no. That's what I'm going to say. No, he can have a snake. It's no problem. Whatever the case may be. If she did that at that time, what's to stop her from doing other future overrides? So I ended that shit. I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want it to go no further. And that's what get me to say that women has to be on board as well. If women not supporting, it's hard enough as it is, from a kid taking orders, per se, from someone who's not their father. They don't need to be given a reason to disobey him or disrespect him because of you. If you're in a relationship with him, or married, I should say, married. If you're married to this guy, then it should be 50-50. He's under his roof, and he should respect both of you as parents. Even though he's not his biological father, he should respect both of you. But a lot of women don't see it that way, especially when it comes to disciplining that child. When it comes to disciplining a child, a lot of women don't even want the real father to touch their kid, let alone a stepfather, a boyfriend, or whatever the case may be. They don't want their real father putting their hands on the kid. A stepfather, hell no. That shit won't fly to most women, and you know it. Women, ask yourselves, would you really, honestly, women, you don't have to even answer out aloud, especially if you're sitting next to a stepfather. But if your stepfather decided for some reason to discipline your child, and I'm talking about, when I say discipline, I'm talking about whipping his ass. I'm not talking about a fist fighting. I'm talking about whipping, with a belt or switch. I'm old school. I took a lot of ass whippings when I was coming up. Yes, I did. And I tell you something, my dad was an expert slapper as well. Sometimes he was just too tired to beat with a belt, and he would just slap the shit out of me. And he was quite good at it. He would actually he had 3 good slaps in his arsenal. He had a back slap, a front forward slap, and a side slap. And I never seen him coming. I knew, I guess I was just young and silly. I knew he was probably going to slap me, and I would just still be standing in arm's length, and he would get me every time. But, my parents, they instills, they whip my ass. There wasn't no timeouts in my house. Sit in the corner, and when you act well, you can come out of the corner. Yeah. No, I took some ass whoopings when I was coming up. Now, it wasn't abuse. I know some of you saying, oh my God, he got beat? Oh, what a terrible thing. That is so terrible. I don't believe in it. Yeah. Well, it wasn't abuse. It was tough love. And a lot of women wouldn't go for that. Beating, the stepfather discipline their children, by whippings, belt, switch, extension cord, hanger. Woo! Bring back some memories. But, a lot of women wouldn't go for that. And women, actually, you wouldn't go for that. Because a lot of you for example, what if you two end up having a child together and it appears that Billy, I keep using Billy because, Billy's the stepfather, and you had a son named Johnny, and you and Billy had a son together. Let's call him Malcolm. And it appears that Billy whips Johnny's ass a lot often than he whips Malcolm. Now, it might not mean anything. It probably just means Johnny's just bad as hell. And his ass deserved to be whipped. But what I'm trying to get at, if they were both of you children, like for example, if Johnny was Billy's biological child and Malcolm was Johnny's biological child, you probably wouldn't question it as much as if, just Malcolm was you and Billy's child, and Johnny was your child from someone else. You wouldn't question it if he appeared to be whipping Johnny most. You wouldn't. But if he was the stepfather of Johnny and the real father of Malcolm, I think you would question it. And I'm saying women in general. Why, Billy, why do you beat Johnny so much? I mean, you're always beating Johnny. I mean, why? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if you always, every time you look around, you beating Johnny. Like I say, maybe Johnny's ass is a lot better than Malcolm's. So Johnny need his ass whipped. But I'm not saying that you should condone abuse. And I'm not talking about abuse. I'm talking about tough love. And I think that's what a lot of households are missing today. Tough love. A lot of times the women, not the women, the women and the man, the parents of the household, hands are tied. Because a lot of times they can't even discipline their children without being threatened of being arrested for child abuse. So a lot of times these kids are not getting the tough love they need, and then the next thing you know, they hitting somebody over the head for their purse, or robbing someone, or hitting a teacher in school. A lot of shit stems from no discipline in the home. Look how kids acting in school today. Some of the shit these kids do in school, we would have never done, my generation, in school. Pushing teachers, hitting teachers, cursing at teachers. No, we would have done that. You know why? Because we'd have been sent to the office. We'd have got a paddle. That's right, a paddle. I came from that era. And then I knew when I got home I was going to get another killing. So, we respected adults. We respected big people. And I think a lot of that stems from these homes today. Children don't respect big people because they are not getting disciplined by their children. And it really is like that when you in a household where there's a father or stepfather where the kids are not his, and not being supported by the woman, the girlfriend or the wife, however far it goes, not being supported by her. So a lot of times the man who's, the stepfather, I should say, don't even feel comfortable disciplining that child. A lot of times they don't even say shit to him. Let him run around. Fuck it. I ain't saying nothing. His mama be talking all that shit. I ain't gonna say nothing to that little bastard. I shouldn't say. I keep saying bastard. I'm not gonna say bad. I shouldn't say. I'm not gonna say anything to that little tyke. Let's just say. Let him run. If you want to go out there and be in a gang or whatever, I'm not going to say nothing. Let his real daddy deal with it. I'm not going to say nothing to him. Every time I say anything, his mama get on me. His mama give me a lot of flag. So I'm not saying nothing to him. Let him run. Let him wow. That's not a good situation to be in. If you don't feel comfortable disciplining your stepchildren, you're not being supported by the woman, the girlfriend, or the wife, you don't feel comfortable in disciplining those children. That's not a good scenario. That isn't. That's not a good situation. That child will not see you, the man, as the man of the house, as the authority. He won't see you that way if no discipline has been established. It's impossible that he will see you that way. How is he going to see you that way when, in essence, your hands are tied? I mean, if you say anything, you get a lot of shit from the woman, the girlfriend, the wife. If you don't say anything, then the kid's running rampant all over. And I keep saying son, but it can be daughter as well. And I'm not saying all women are like that. All women aren't like that. I'm not saying that all women are not supportive to men who are not the real fathers of their children. That's not what I'm saying. There are some women that absolutely are supportive. They actually told the stepfathers, look, if you catch Johnny getting out of line, you whip his ass. He should respect you. But a vast majority of women, and it is a vast majority, it is, they are not, especially if the kid is a teenager. You got to figure if the kid and the mother has been, in essence, alone for some time, it's been him and her. The kid, it's been the kid or the daughter and the son and the mother so long, so they're used to kind of taking care of one another. So especially in that kind of situation, it's almost like two families and shit. It's like you and your wife or your girlfriend, and then they have another extended family, her and her kids, and it's like two families in the household. And then you have external factors. The ex, he's in the picture. He's not living in the house, but he definitely have an influence on it. And I'll get to that in a minute. But, I've even seen situations where a woman, somebody I know, told the stepfather, look, if the kid, does something wrong, you tell me. You tell me. You don't have to do anything else. You just tell me, I'll take care of it. Okay? Huh? What kind of shit is that? If he does something, I'm going to tell you. What the hell I'm telling you for? I'm going to take care of that. And then what happens? It's a problem with me and the mama. Problem within the family because of her not being supportive. When you see him doing something, you whip his ass. You don't tell me. What the hell I'm going to tell you for? So I think that is definitely a problem that a lot of guys are going through that's listening to my program right now. You don't have to do anything. I'll take care of it. You tell me. What kind of shit is that? If my daughter or son wants to go to a party, they can go. You don't have anything to say about that, okay? Huh? What kind of shit is that? You supposed to be the man of the house? And you feel that she shouldn't, or she or he, the little, see, I didn't say bastard. Little kid wants to go to a party or something that they shouldn't go to. They too young, wearing makeup and all that shit. And you say that they can't go, but the girl or the woman, the wife or the girlfriend, they can go to the party. It's my decision. It's not yours. That's a problem. That's a problem. Johnny is my concern alone, not yours. That's a problem. And that's a problem. That's going to be like a cancer in the relationship. And if it gets that far, in the marriage. And I seen that when I was at that dinner with that woman in Atlanta, and I seen her kid acting up in public. I mean, he was really acting up. Everybody looking at me. It was very embarrassing. He was really, really acting up. I'm gonna tell you something. If I was a kid, I remember my daddy or mama, whoever I was with. If I start acting up, I went to a trip to the bathroom with them. And if you are listening to this broadcast, if you old school, you didn't want to go to the bathroom with your mama or daddy. You didn't want to do that. They talking about going to the bathroom. You straighten up. All right, come on, let's go to the bathroom. Shit. Cause you about to get an ass killing. And that's what I wanted to do to that little. That's what I wanted to do with him. But, I just said something to him. I said, hey, I'm not going to mention his name, but I said, hey, come on now, calm down. I wasn't too forceful or anything. And she said, hey, I got this. You don't have to say anything. And I seen the writing on the wall. So what the hell am I going to stick around for this? We're in a relationship. When it's a marriage, it's going to be the same thing, if not worse. If she don't want me to do a light, this one is this, to say words to him as far as stop acting up, she definitely not going to let me spank him. Or jack his ass up when he's a teenager. Because every teenager needs a jacking up every once in a while. Anyway, that's the second reason. The woman. Most men avoid women with kids because, one, the kids with their fucked up ways, and badasses, and the women not being supportive, the women not supporting that man who's not the real father with the kids, and letting them know, look, you're gonna, especially, I'm not saying from a relationship, just some boyfriend flimsy. I'm talking about if you guys got married, not letting the kid know, look, that's my husband, he's your stepfather, you're gonna respect him. When you want something, if I'm not here, you go to him, period. And if you get out of line, he gonna whip your ass. That's the way it should be. But unfortunately, that's not the way it is. And that's why a lot of men avoid women with kids. Because of the kids and because of that woman who's not supportive. I'm going to take another break for about 4 minutes. I'm going to wet my whistle again. And when I come back, I'm going to elaborate on the third reason why men avoid women with kids, which is the external factors. And when I say that, I'm talking about the X. You're listening to the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. I'll be back in about 4 minutes.
Welcome back to the X and Y Show. Hope you're enjoying tonight's episode. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google, Instagram, and Tumblr. Well, alright. Back to our real cute teddy bear of a host, Roosevelt.
And welcome back to the X and Y Show. I'm your host, Roosevelt. And we're talking about the real reasons why some men avoid women with kids. I've already kind of dug into 2 reasons. I gave you 3 reasons. There are a lot of reasons. You know, it depends on the family. It depends on the kids. It depends on the adults involved. There's a lot of scenarios. But the 3 reasons that I've gone over tonight, I think, are the 3 reasons that hit a lot of people. You know, the first one I dug into was the kids. The actual kids who resent the stepfather for basically not being their real father. So they decide to fuck with him and make his life miserable. The second reason being the woman who's unsupportive, basically who wants the kids to see her as a top authority figure and basically see the stepfather as just somebody who's paying the bills, I guess. I don't know what they want to, you know, they still want the kids to come to her and basically disregard him as being an authority figure within the house, which is definitely a problem that's not going to go away, and over time it's going to really be an issue in the marriage. Now, the third and final reason that I feel that is definitely a reason why some men avoid women with kids is external factors. And when I say external factors, I'm talking about the ex. I'm talking about the real father of the children. Now, I know some of you women out there again are saying, "Oh no, my ex, he's great. He gets along with the stepfather, and they're friends, and blah blah blah." Well, good for you. Give you a cookie. Every scenario, every situation is not the same. Most of the time, most men who have gotten a divorce or somehow split up with the mother, and they see the mother has married someone or with someone seriously, you know, fiance and about to marry him or whatever the case may be, but it's serious, and they have kids with that woman. A lot of times, even if they don't want the woman, they're gonna just cause chaos in that house just because they can. I know that's low, but that's just the way it is. You know, some people are not good. They're not good people. So, you know, a lot of people are miserable, so they're going to make other people miserable. So, the external factors. Now, I know a lot of you that are listening to this show who have step kids. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I've had friends that have dealt with real fathers. I remember one time this guy told one of my friends, "Look, man, don't touch my daughter. I want to hear about you discipline her. Don't even say anything to her when she does something. If she does something, you tell me." You know, I had to walk away because I don't know why my friend was even entertaining that bullshit. Because the fuck I'm gonna tell you for? You're not my daddy. You're not living in this house. She's living under my roof. So if she step out of line, I'm gonna straighten her out. And if I need to deal with you later, then we'll just cross that bridge when we do. The hell I'm gonna tell you for? You know. But again, a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Bro, my son, if he steps out of line, just tell me, bro, and I'll take care of it, okay? I mean, you don't have to do anything. What kind of shit is that? You don't have to do anything. He living under my roof. He living under my rules, not yours. Not anymore. He living under my roof. But, again, that's why a lot of men avoid women with kids. Because dealing with the exes, pain in the ass. It's just a pain in the ass. It's just headache that you don't have to deal with. My daddy told me I don't have to listen to you. Oh yeah? Shit. She wouldn't fly in my house. Huh? My daddy told me I can do it. Well, I can do this if I want to. My daddy told me I can go here if I wanted to. My daddy told me I can wear makeup. My daddy told me I can have a gun if I wanted one. My daddy told me I can have a motorcycle if I wanted one. Shit. But your daddy not here. You ain't getting no damn motorcycle. You ain't wearing no damn makeup. You ain't going to no damn party at 13 years old. And take off them Daisy Dukes. That's what I'm going to say. If you don't do it, then we got a problem. It's time to jack your ass up then. See, that's the problem. If it was a real man, now I'm not talking about abuse. Again, I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just hard love, discipline, tough love. If it was a real man who's concerned about his kids, like me, I'm just saying. If me and a woman had split up and I see this guy as a nice guy, he's professional and, good head on him, look, I'm going to tell him, look, man, if my kids step out of line, you get them. You get them back in line. They're in your house. They're going to respect you. And after you get them, I'm going to get them. That's what a real man would say. The hell you got to... What do I look like telling a man, look, man, my son get out of line? No, you don't have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do nothing. You just tell me, and I'll take care of it, okay? Shit. What kind of shit is that? But a lot of that is going on because there's a lot of silly-ass men out there who just want to cause chaos in the house, who just want to cause anything, just want to cause ruckus in the household. They're not with a woman no more. They don't want her. Or maybe they do want her. Who knows? There's different scenarios with that too. But they just, if they're not happy, damn it, nobody else going to be happy. So they tell all the kids all this bullshit. If whatever he tell you, don't listen. I'm your daddy. A lot of men just don't want to deal with that. And they shouldn't have to deal with it. They shouldn't have to deal with it. Why? I mean, these kids, a lot of times they don't understand that they're living under your roof. You supporting them or helping supporting them with their mother. You providing lights and electricity and food on the table and AC, etc. And yet, they just see, most times they're not mature enough to see that daddy just, their real father, just trying to cause friction in the home, and using them to cause friction in their home between them, the stepfather, and the stepfather and the mother. So a lot of times, the kid don't even see, they don't even understand what's going on. But speaking from an adult point of view, a lot of men know that that's a potential thing that could happen. It's almost like you married to two people. Again, you married to the woman, and you married to the father, the real father, or fathers sometimes, shit. So it's like, you getting all these influences, you getting all these opinions and all this strong words and all this bullshit in your house from external sources. The X or the X's. It might be plural. But you're getting all this flack from other external factors. So why would, ask yourself, women, and I'm not, I'm not saying that, women are bad for having kids and single. So, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, look at it from a man's perspective, especially somebody like me. Well, I'm single. I don't have any kids. I have problems, but no problems like that. Why in the hell would I get with a woman potentially dealing with some bad kids, silly ass kids, external factors, a man who, I wouldn't let it happen, but just the fact that he might be silly enough to say that to me, just dealing with bullshit. I mean, you have enough bullshit to deal with. It's hard enough raising your kids from your own nuts. So you don't need any other negative external factors when raising kids from somebody else's nuts. You just don't need it. That's something you can do without. That's just stress, unnecessary stress. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, those are the reasons, the real reason why some men avoid women with kids. The kids, the women who are not supportive, and external factors, the X or X's. Those are the main reasons. It's just too much bullshit to deal with. Anyway, I'm going to take a break. A little break, very little break. And then I'm going to come back and recap on tonight's show and then say goodbye to you. And, it's been a great first show. And I dug right in tonight and said some things. I hope I didn't offend anyone. But if I did, oh well. You're listening to the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. I'll be back in about 4 minutes.
Welcome back to the X and Y Show. Hope you're enjoying tonight's episode. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google, Instagram, and Tumblr. Well, alright. Back to our real cute teddy bear of a host, Roosevelt.
Yeah, welcome back to the X and Y Show. I'm your host, Roosevelt. And I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Basically, I was talking about the real reasons why some men avoid women with kids. There's a lot of problems. Now, like I said, every situation is different, you know, depending on the kids, depending on the adults involved, depending on the external factors, blah, 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 blah. There's different situations, different strokes for different folks. But for the most part, I think the three reasons that I hit on tonight really dwells in on why most men avoid women with kids, including myself. Shit. You know. Number one, if you came in late, the kids. The kids are bad, disrespectful, resentful, basically because you're not their father. So they're going to fuck with you because you're not their father. If your ass wasn't there, maybe daddy can come back. So they're going to fuck with you to get you to leave anyway, which they can. You know. Or if they know daddy don't want to come back, just the fact that you're not their father, they just don't want your ass there. Just dealing with kids who don't like you. That's number one. That's the number one reason why men avoid women with kids. Number two, the woman, the girlfriend, eventually maybe the wife, who don't support that stepfather in dealing with those kids, in raising those kids. Raising kids, it should be, I mean, if you're married, it should be a team. No shit like, you know, if he do something, you tell me. What kind of shit is that? You're a team. He's the man of the house. You had that little bastard. You have that kid. Respect him as being the man of the house. No, he's not father. But respect him like a father. And stop calling him by his damn first name, too. Call him sir. He deserved that. Number three, the external factors. Be quite, you know, to be the ex or exes, depending on, you know, it could be single or plural. The men that she's had kids, or man or men who she's had children with in the past, still having a strong influence in your home, your house. Like they're calling shots from outside. That's a recipe for disaster. So you put all that together, the kids, the woman who's not being supportive is requiring that those kids start respecting you as a father figure, and the external factors being the ex or the exes. That's three of the reasons why a lot of men avoid women with kids. Just too much shit. Too much shit to deal with. Even though the woman, like I said before, single mothers, I'm not being down on you. You know, I'm not. It's my sister. I have cousins that are single mothers. I'm not down on you. You're not a bad person. But I'm talking from a man's perspective. Why in the hell would they come? I mean, think about it now. Why would a man come in a situation where there's so many problems already? Why would he do that? That's like jumping in the pool and you can't swim with the hell you jumping in the pool for? You know it's going to be trouble. Your ass going to drown. So if I know I can't swim, which I'm a Class A swimmer, by the way. But if I know I can't swim, I'm not going near a pool. So if I know I don't want to deal with a lot of bullshit, when it comes to badass kids, when it comes to women who potentially not going to support me for disciplining their kids, or being the father figure to the kids, or dealing with external factors, ex or exes, silly ass men who just trying to cause chaos at home, I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't have to deal with that shit. And I know it sounds selfish, but that's my right. That's a lot of men's right. So, just look at it from a man's point of view. You're asking a lot for someone to come in basically from the outside and deal with a lot of shit that they didn't have to deal with before. So anyway, that's all I'm saying. And I'm going to end it as that. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the X and Y show. The real reasons why some men avoid women with kids. The next show will be on Friday. The XY show will air on Tuesdays and Fridays. And I hope you come back to the Spreaker Network and hear the next episode on Friday. You can always listen to archive shows on www.thexyshow.com. That's www.thexyshow.com. There's always an archive list there. Also, availability to get shirts. If you're going to be a true X and Y'er, you have to get a shirt and show everyone that you're a true X and Y'er. You have to. And for all you gynecologists out there, 2 thumbs up. I love you. You have a great profession. Anyway, that is it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the first show, and I am so happy to be back. I really am. You just don't realize how happy I am to be back. It feels good. It really does. And if you can see me smiling right now, you'll know that I'm truly happy. And I hope, you tell all your friends about me and the show. If you have anything you want to say, shoot me an email. Shoot me an email. The X and Y Show 1@gmail.com. Even if you disagree with some of the things I said, what I'm sure a lot of women will. Shoot me an email. I want to hear constructive criticisms, where I can get better and provide you with a better show, and we both grow together. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you on Friday. This is the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. Good night.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.